Hello everybody, welcome back to the Blaze Productions YouTube channel. Today we're hitting you guys with something a little bit different. Instead of a podcast, we're going to be doing a movie review of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Today, like normal, I have my co-host, Jed. Say what's up, Jed?
What's up, guys?
And finally, making his return, weighing at 255 pounds, Adrian! He's back.
Holy shit, 200?
He's back.
Fuck.
Isn't that like a normal weight? Isn't that a normal weight?
No, I'm 150.
No, but isn't like 200 like a normal weight for someone?
No?
Isn't like an average weight?
Maybe for your fat ass.
Maybe for a wrestler.
Bro. That,
wow,
like,
okay, don't
average,
be calling
the
me
average
fat.
human being is like 5'9". That's like 140, 150 pounds.
Don't be calling me fat, okay? I heard that.
He's not fat, bro. He's 3 months pregnant. Stop.
Alright. Fuck you guys. Alright, so we're here for Spider-Man to the Spideyverse. Adrian's not in the podcast, but at least he's here for once. That's all that really matters. So, before we go into anything, I want everybody to know this is all spoilers. Also, if you guys would make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and on Twitch. All links are down below. So, Spider-Man Into the Spideyverse. What did everybody think about it?
I thought it was honestly a fucking masterpiece. Like I really thought about it, right? I was like, what are the flaws in this movie? I try to think about it and find it. I couldn't find it. And I don't know if you guys found any flaws. Please tell me, because I really can't see any.
I think that's a movie that you have to like watch more than once, because I saw a lot of things that I feel like normal people wouldn't pick up unless you're like a Spider-Man fan. Like
what?
For example, right? They had like a lot of Easter eggs from like past Spider-Man movies, like how he stopped the train from Spider-Man 2. They had the dancing scene from Spider-Man 3. They had the alternate suits from the game the movie.
They were gonna try to get Tobey Maguire too to voice that Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man.
That would have been.
They're trying to get him. For me personally,
like that.
Oh, I keep going.
Sorry, no. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but a lot of the times they in the movie they would like drop. They did that on purpose, because I was looking at it and they would drop frames in certain scenes for like specific like visual purpose, and it's just like it adds to the overall experience of the movie, which is like kind of weird when you say like they dropped frames, but it actually works to the benefit of the movie.
Choice, yeah. I thought it was a good movie.
I think when they drop frames, it starts looking more like a comic.
Yeah, that's what they did. I thought it was a good movie. Best Spider-Man movie, better than Homecoming, better than anything. But you guys might be wondering if you guys haven't watched it and you're watching a spoiler review for some reason. I don't know. I like to live on the wild side. Basically, the movie is about Miles Morales and his origin story. So we kind of just start off with being introduced to Miles and his family life, and then he gets the powers with his cousin, his uncle. What's his uncle's name? Aaron. Uncle Aaron. They go down to like some kind of sewer thing because Miles is having a hard time at school and he doesn't really want to be there, but his dad keeps pushing him, stuff like that. He gets bitten by the spider, and then Peter Parker, the ultimate Peter Parker, ends up dying, and it's up to Miles Morales with the help of the original Peter Parker, Peter B. Parker, and Spider-Gwen to come out. What did you guys think about the plot? Because this is kind of how Miles' origin story is, where Peter Parker does die in the Ultimate Universe, and then he gets the powers. So, like, would you guys have liked it maybe if, like, the first time we met Miles, that maybe it was, like, his original origin? Or do you guys like it that they kind of had to mix in, not just him, but, like, Peter Parker, Gwen Stacy, Spider-Noir, Spider-Pig, and then anime mecha Spider-Man. Spider-Girl, I guess.
You mean Penny Parker?
Penny Parker, yeah.
So what's it called? I like the way they did it better in this movie, just because like in the comics, Miles's what's it called? Like his motivations for being Spider-Man weren't completely there, at least in my opinion. Versus in the movie, like he literally saw Spider-Man die, and like Spider-Man like he asked him to promise him to like get the drive in the machine so that it could like blow up, and it's like that's more of a tangible feeling to hold on to as opposed to like in the comics. Miles already had his powers for like 11 months, but he didn't know anything about he didn't know who Peter Parker was, and like he in the comics he was like, oh, I could have helped him, but it's like you really couldn't have. You didn't have any experience being Spider-Man. You had the powers, but that's about it. So it's like I feel like this is a better way to like give Miles more motivation to do shit, basically.
Yeah. Do we like Miles Morales as a character? So we kind of start him off kind of like a geeky, not even geeky, he's kind of well known to all his friends, all the people in his neighborhood, which is kind of how like New York really is.
In his old school, yeah.
When he goes to his new school, he's a fish out of water. Nobody really knows him. He gets his powers. He sees Peter Parker die. Like he meets like Wilson Fisk, all that, and he kind of goes like down a hill where he doesn't really know if he can do it himself. He doesn't know, like he starts doubting himself. He doesn't really know what to do, and all culminates to a cool arc where he finally puts on his suit. I like that part when he puts on a suit just because it's like
and then he graffitis the fuck out of it.
Yeah, it's building. One of the things that I always like. Let me finish the part. So he puts on a suit and then he can finally fight Wilson's Fisk. One of the really cool things I liked about him putting on the suit, it's kind of like he had to earn that suit. So in the whole movie, he's wearing like a costume of Spider-Man from like a costume shop, right? Where like if you really think about it, all those Spider-Man before, like Peter Parker, he didn't have to like earn that suit. He just like wore it. But for Miles, it's like you have to earn that suit because of who you're filling in for.
Almost kind of reminiscent of Homecoming.
Yeah, that's true. Where he gets the suit from Robert Downey Jr. But do we like Miles? Do we think Miles is better than Peter Parker? Where do you guys rate all the characters at like best to worst?
Dude,
to me, I think they're all kind of the same.
Yeah, all those spider.
The
people.
Main spider people like Peter, Gwen, and Miles, they're all like good, and then the rest are just comic relief. So you can't really like compare them. I feel like.
I think they're really like. I really like Spider-Man Noir and Peter Parker.
What did you like about them aside from the comic relief?
That's the thing. I mean, it's not bad to be comic relief, but like they do comic relief really well.
I feel you, but it's like you can't.
They don't have to be like these in-depth characters. I think just being just being the comic relief is like good enough.
If you like him as just comic relief, then that's fine. But I mean, like in terms of like actual like characters and shit, like the main three spider people are better.
Yeah. So let's go down there. Let's go down it. Mouse. All right. What do we think?
Miles. I like it because in the comics he's very much like a copy of Peter Parker, except he's always asking, "What would Peter do?" Like he's never like differentiating himself from Peter. But in this movie, he's his own character, which I love. So Miles is a fucking 10 out of 10 for me, in my opinion.
Brad, how about you?
I have to agree with him. I think Miles is a 10 out of 10. I liked how he grew some balls at the end and did what he had to do.
Yeah.
Took a leap of faith.
Yeah.
And then we do have...
And he fucking fought Wilson Fisk.
And then we do have Peter B. Parker, which I think it's like the most accurate depiction of Peter Parker, I would say. Like kind of like he goes through a lot of shit in his life. I feel like all the other Spider-Man movies like never really try to hit any like real world things. Like we never seen like we seen Mary and Peter. Yeah, we seen Mary and like Peter Parker go through like a breakup, but we never had to see them go through like a divorce and seeing him like at his lowest low. And he did have like a character arc where he didn't want children, but because of Miles helping him, he did have children. Well, he now wants to have children. And
We're just gonna assume he did.
yeah, we're assuming he did. He did go back to Mary Jane at the end. So what do we think about Peter B. Parker? Do we think they got him right for once? Do you think this is the best Peter Parker oh my god, I can't speak. The best portrayal of Peter Parker. Yeah, depiction.
I'm not gonna say he's the best. I'm not gonna say he's the worst. I'm gonna say he's different because
How so? Now, I mean, like, how is he not the best?
Well, I mean, like compare him to like Spider-Man PS4 Peter Parker. Or do you think he's better in the movie or in the game? And I'm just talking about just Peter Parker the character. I don't mean the game overall versus the movie.
This Peter Parker. The movie so Peter Parker.
You prefer the movie Peter Parker more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, the same.
I feel like they're both equal for different reasons. Because like, this Peter Parker, he has a lot of more, I guess you could say, growth in terms of, because like he's a Spider-Man that's already kind of past his prime.
Mm-hmm.
He's already like lost everyone, and he's not like perfect like the one from Miles' universe who like he had this whole fucking like bat cave and shit. Spider Cave, I mean, but like, you know, he had all his suits, the fucking gadgets, all their bullshit. Whereas this Peter Parker is like still struggling to fucking like, I don't know, pay rent. He's fat as fuck now. He's depressed and
sounds like
you
me.
know. Yeah, just like you. Not but I guess I like this I just like them both equally but for different reasons, I guess.
I got you. How about you, Jed?
Oh yeah, I like the Peter Parker in the Spider-Verse movie.
Alright.
Way more.
Alright, and then the last main character, Gwen Stacy. We only ever got to see Gwen once, and that was in Ultimate Spider-Man. Did anybody think it was like a reference to Ultimate Spider-Man 2 towards the end when she's falling and Miles saves her? Because we were in the theater with Raul.
You mean the Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Yeah, an Amazing Spider-Man 2, yeah. Because we were in the theater with Raul, and Raul turns around and he goes, "Oh, look, shit, her neck didn't break this time."
Dude, I also thought the same thing.
Like,
into my mind.
I didn't think it was like that, because like...
Yeah, I didn't think it was like that either.
Maybe it wasn't intentional, yeah.
Like it's the same situation, but I don't think they intended it to be like reminiscent of that situation in The Amazing Spider-Man.
And with her, she also does have a character arc. I never read any of her comics. So does the Peter Parker in her universe, I heard, like, turns evil, and she has to
the Peter Parker in her universe was the Lizard.
Okay, that makes sense now. And I remember they had the Lizard like shadow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay, got it. Oof, and she has to put him down. There was one thing about her. So I'm remembering wrong. Doesn't she go to... Isn't she already in the high school before the universe that's like mixed together?
Yeah, she said she was there like a week before. I don't understand how though.
Yeah, that was
like a plot hole, I feel like.
No, I don't think it was a plot hole. I think because you got to remember that they've been doing the experiment over and over for a while. So I think before from like a different experiment, like a different turn on of the machine, and then like she came through.
Was that it? Because
did they allude to that? Did they say that in the beginning? Because
did we both miss that?
We might have missed it, but logically speaking, if you want to patch this plot hole, that would make sense.
Because I thought the reason
patching the plot hole for them, I'm just like
I thought the reason why all the why it was only Spider people came out was because like Peter Parker's head went inside of there. So I thought maybe his DNA.
He says like, "Oh, I was here a week before from the I think she said from the fucking thing from the."
But that doesn't make any sense, is what we're saying, you know, because the Spider people are only there because Peter Parker's head was pushed into the portal.
I don't know. We have to rewatch the movie, honestly.
I haven't seen. I've watched a couple of reviews, and I don't think anyone has talked about it. So maybe maybe they did explain it, and we're just remembering wrong. Maybe.
Maybe this is an excuse to watch the movie again.
It's one of those movies 2, 3
Maybe.
times maybe.
And on
Yeah.
that note, I don't know if you guys were paying attention to the background. At first, I don't think a normal viewer would like pay attention that this isn't supposed to be our universe. So like, there's like Stephen Curry playing golf instead of basketball. We have Chance the Rapper with a 4 on his hat instead of a 3. I think it's like instead of Coca-Cola, it's like cola
Something.
soda. Something like yeah. So like,
Yeah.
I like that kind where they kind of just like played around. And on the topic of the backgrounds, how did like we think the backgrounds look? Because I think a lot of shots were really fucking like beautiful.
I think one of my favorite shots in the movie, just even the trailer, is just when he jumps off the building and it's going down.
Yeah, like he's upside down in the building, or he's upside right side up because of the camera, but the buildings are upside down.
Yeah.
And
I want that as a fucking wallpaper, bro. That shit is so sexy.
it is. And also like when he's just like web swinging through the city, like
even on the trees when they're like web swinging through the trees, when they're like escaping, like that shit's beautiful.
It is.
That shit's really nice.
One of my favorite fight scenes is the fight scene they have inside on May's house.
Oh yeah,
because it's just like it was a really, but we'll get to that. What was I gonna say? So Miles Morales, I was talking about like the background. So it seems like the shoes are also something really important, right? So like this is New York. I think this was like
he's wearing the retro ones, bro.
Yeah. So like I was thinking about this. This is like the one Spider-Man movie that I think got New York right, where like people.
It's very urban and shit.
So like I love the scene when they both fall down into the middle of the street and people are just walking by them. Like I'm like that's so New York. The only problem I have, I didn't see any rats, and I didn't see any Tims. Those are my only two.
My bad. I was about to say that instead of rocking those Nikes he was wearing, he should have been rocking Tims.
Red Tims. Tell me that wouldn't have been great.
Yep. Perfect.
No, it would have been, the New York memes would have been great.
Can we talk about the soundtrack real quick?
Bro, so on our way home, I literally just played nothing but the soundtrack.
Oh my god!
Like I found it on Spotify. That shit. Let me tell you guys. Just some.
Sunflower alone is fucking hype, bro. It's like no, bro. I was playing that shit on the way back too. I won't even lie. Like my sister was bumping to it too because I took it today.
So here's what we got. We got What's Up Danger, Black Way and Black Caviar, fucking fire. Sunflower, Way Up by James Smith, fucking fire. Familia by Nicki Minaj, not really my thing. Invisible by Amine. Is that how you say his name? Amine, fucking great. Starter Riot by Duckworth and Shabuzi. Just want to say, Duckworth, fucking great artist. I'm really happy that he's on the fucking album. Love him. Hide by Juice WRLD featuring Sweeney, fucking great. Memories by Trustmore, fucking great. Save the Day by Ski Mask, fucking great. Let's Go by Boy Young Prince, Scared of the Dark with Lil Wayne, Ty, and XXX, perfect. Elevate with Denzel Curry, YBN Cordier, and Suave and Trevor Rich, fucking great, and Home and Vince Staples. Bro, all those songs are in my playlist. Those songs are fucking amazing.
Yeah, soundtrack was fucking godly. I think that's what like enhanced the movie even more. It's just the good music pick that they had for every scene. I think it works so well.
And not even just that, there was also like Biggie playing and like a bunch of just like New York music. Yeah, really, yeah, like that's what.
That, and I was like, oh shit, I'm bumping to this shit. Like this is cool. This is good.
This was great. It really got like the New York vibe right. So that was something really cool. What did we think? So we talked a little bit about the animation, right? So, what do we think, right? So like you guys always mess up animation for art style, but so first we'll talk about the art style, right? So how do we think about the art style?
I don't mess it up anymore. I don't know why you say always. I know what art style and animation is.
You used to. I'm just thinking the meme, alright? So what do we think about the art style? Did you guys
Can I
like it
be
at
like a
first?
nerd real quick about it?
Go for it.
Apparently, I was doing like research about the movie before I even saw it. Apparently, that art style was like that. It had to be like invented.
It
Like they had
took
to create the whole new art style
it
for
took
it
them a
to.
whole year.
Yeah, yeah. Just to even get like 10 seconds of footage, it took them a whole year to get that shit right.
Yep. And it shows Sony has this like weird thing where they're like right now they're really trying to push animation to like the next level. And you can really tell with this
Yeah.
movie.
I mean, we came out of the movie theater saying like we need more like superhero movies made like this. Like I would be fine if Marvel just made a whole fucking like series of movies like this. Honestly.
Same art style.
Yeah, same art style. Like that comic book feel, like you're fucking like watching a comic book is so cool.
But we need the right people. That's like I could tell the people making
Yeah,
this movie love Spider-Man and love the Spidey universe.
Yeah,
Like, you
oh
can
for
really
sure.
tell.
For sure.
And they understand everything. But from the art style, what do we think about the animation? The way they moved. One of my favorite parts of the animation, not just where the building when he's jumping off, but the whole fight scene, not just in Aunt May's house, but when they're in the they're in the room,
yeah, when
the
you
teleporter room, whatever.
like loses, yeah.
Yeah, like I think the way they mixed, because let me go back to the artwork, the art style. The way they mix like someone like Peter Porker or Penny Parker and Spider-Man Noir, like they're different art styles, and the way they mixed in isn't like jarring or
it
any.
doesn't.
Yeah, doesn't
Yeah,
take
yeah.
away.
It doesn't collide with each other. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I really liked it. But anyways, all right. So animation. Did you guys? Did it take you guys a while to get used to? I know Adrian off recording was saying how they were doing like frame rate drops, and I've seen some people in reviews say that like it was a little jarring at first. Did you guys?
For me, it wasn't jarring. It was the frame drops weren't jarring, but just like getting used to the art style at first by itself is jarring. Because how do I explain it? Like it just like the way certain shit look, like lines and like the motion of the characters and like the way, like, you know how like in comic books like they'll have like little squares in the characters' faces or like just in the like the environment itself.
Yes.
That was a little jarring, as well as like when they would bring things in and out of focus, it was kind of hard to look at. So I feel like maybe if I'd watched it in 3D or something, it would have been better or worse. I don't know, but after like the first 10 minutes of watching it, I was fine.
I didn't. I got used to it right away. Personally, I wasn't like I always liked it. Like ever since I saw the trailer, I was like, "Oh, this is dope." So like I was going in knowing what I was gonna get from the art style and the animation. It didn't like hurt my eyes or anything. I liked it a lot.
So going from the trailers, I don't know. Did you guys notice that they kind of left some stuff out of the trailer? They kind of switched a lot of things.
Yeah, they
They
usually
left
do.
out that scene with Miles like jumping off of the car. At least I feel like they did.
I
Like
didn't see
I don't
that.
even remember in the trailer. Like he jumps over one car and then he kicks off the other car, and that's where they do the little like comic book pose things. They did it for Peter in the beginning, but they didn't do it for Miles. So I guess they just changed it. But I don't know. I could be wrong.
I don't remember that one. One of the biggest ones that I noticed was the one they didn't have in the first trailer. There's a scene where Peter B. Parker and Mouse are like talking on like in a subway. And like that shit's fucking like beautiful, but they didn't have it in there. And there's also the one scene with like the French fry, when he's like, "Oh, my universe is this cool French fry, and yours is this lame one." And I feel like those,
because they had already explained
Yeah.
it in the classroom, so I guess that was kind
Yeah.
of redundant.
that's why I figured, and they probably just kept that in there for the trailer's sake, at least, so just people like could understand it. But I'm not mad at it. But sometimes some movies like take away like some pretty big shit that was in the trailer. I'm glad this one didn't. Another big thing in this movie were the villains. So we had basically like a Sinister Six almost. We had Wilson Fisk. Scorpion, Tombstone, Doc Ock, and the Prowler, right? Or am I forget? Is there
Yeah,
there
the
another one?
Prowler.
Yeah. So what did we think about Wilson Fisk first? Because his design was a little.
Weird.
Let's just say he made
Well,
like.
that's his design in the comics, pretty much.
Is it?
I
Is
mean,
it?
he looked like a big fat fucking brick, like a black
Yeah,
brick.
he looks
You
like
look
an
like a
absolute
In the
robot to
fucking
comics, he
me.
doesn't
unit
look
in the
like that,
comics
bro.
too. Huh?
He doesn't
Yeah.
look like that in the comics.
I've seen a comic where he looks like that. I gotta find it.
Which I was gonna say I don't think I've ever seen one like that. He
There's
usually looks
also
like a normal
what
human,
was the
just a
other,
little bit
there was
way
another
more
place that
brolic.
I saw him that he looks fucking big as shit too. Can't remember.
The video games? Oh no, the fucking TV show, right?
Yeah.
I think in the TV show he looked, but he was more brolic than like this one. He looks like a fucking square. He looks like a Roblox character.
Honestly, I'm fine with his design. Like I always know that Wilson Fisk depicted in like comics and shows and shit, he always looked like that. So like I'm always fine with the design. Like I always expect him to be a fucking absolute unit.
He looked like one. But also Wilson Fisk. I do like that they try to humanize his character just a little bit, not too much. Where they try to bring back fucking Victoria, Veronica, whatever her name is. Vanessa. Oh my god, her. But you know what? She wasn't. I mean, the way they have her in the TV show, R.I.P., was completely different to the way they had must have it in the comics or just in this movie. I didn't know she was. I thought she was I didn't read too much of shit with Wilson Fisk in it, so I thought she was like a created character that they had just made for the show. But now it's interesting that she's actually like a real thing.
No, because even in the Spider-Man game,
Does he say her?
there's like a violin. There's a violin in the game that's called that Wilson Fisk used to call Vanessa.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So she is in the comics, so like she's not like made up or whatever. She's like a legit character.
Got it. Do you guys like the little plot twist that we had with Doc Ock?
I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
her being a female and all too. I was like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's been complaining about that either. So hey,
dude,
good
I don't
job,
think
you guys.
anybody's been complaining about
Good
anything
job.
else. Like I need to find videos.
Good job. I was so worried. I was so worried that I was gonna see how dare they make Doc Ock a woman. This is some SJW bullshit. I was so ready to walk out the movie theater and just read that. But thank God for once we didn't do. We didn't have another Ghostbusters on our hand. Thank God. Scorpion we had. I like Scorpion. I thought his design was pretty fucking cool. It's kind of like a mech spider thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he was
a
cool.
mech scorpion. Fucking spider. I hate you.
Oof. And then I think the weakest character was Tombstone. He didn't really, which is weird because I really liked this design in the video game. I wish they would have kept that one. This one he just
design was menacing.
His design in the video in the movie reminded me of his design from Spectacular Spider-Man, where he literally was like Kingpin, like he was like albino and in a suit, but just to like differentiate him, the Spectacular Spider-Man version of Tombstone was like he's a fucking badass compared to the one in the movie.
Yeah, this one didn't really do much. And then we had the Prowler, who was. Oof.
Prowler was a fucking G, bro.
Uncle Aaron the whole time.
I knew he was from the rip. I was
no,
like, all
same
right, I know
here.
who this is.
As soon as he didn't pick up the phone and we saw the Prowler, I was like, that's him. I knew it.
And then also he didn't like cops.
Yeah, that's right. Down with the pigs. So yeah, we had Uncle Aaron. What do we think? You know what? Let me go to this because we're gonna be talking about some deaths. This is the first time we've seen a Spider-Man death on the big screen, and to be honest, I almost shed a tear.
I was pretty sad.
That shit was sad. Even though I knew it was coming, that shit was sad.
Wait,
I didn't see it coming until he was like, "Oh man, this cough isn't really good though." I was like, "Oh fuck, he's gonna die." But this is like the second Spider-Man death. Spider-Man in the beginning of the movie.
Oh, That doesn't
No,
make you all feel something. I didn't feel anything.
This
yeah,
is the
feel
second
anything?
Spider-Man
Who's the
death,
first
though, to be
Spider-Man
honest.
death?
Nigga, Tom Holland, he died.
Oh, okay, I don't count. You know he's gonna come back to life. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, but
All right.
technically he still died.
Okay, Tom Holland's compared to this one is like nothing. This Spider-Man stuff was like really hit me because you get the whole like aftermath of him where like it's so real where the cops are like
the funeral and
the
everything.
funeral and the news is like, oh, we found like Spider-Man dead and Spider-Man was actually Peter Parker who like graduated from this, and I'm like, oh my god, like that's how like they would report someone's like superhero death. Like that shit just like that shit hit me, bro, because I was like, and then that Stan Lee cameo, I looked at Jed.
Yeah, dude,
I
that
looked
was
at
also sad.
I looked at Jed and I was like, bro, like that shit like is sad when he's like, oh, you know, he was my friend, and I wish they would have cut off there. If they would have cut off when he said like, oh, you know, me and him were friends once, and just like switched, like went to another scene, that would have hurt, bro. Instead of like ending it in a joke, that would have hurt. Like obviously when they were doing this, they didn't know that he was gonna die. Obviously,
Can I make a critique about that real quick?
go for it.
Why did they make Stan Lee seem like a greedy asshole? Like, what the fuck?
Isn't he Jewish?
Like, that kind of pissed me off. I won't even lie. I was like, all right, like,
Why
they made this old man
like
fucking asshole, and now I'm like, all right, bro. Like, I'm pretty sure he's not actually like that.
Yeah, he's Jewish. I think it's just a joke that he's Jewish.
Oh, all right, I guess.
That's the only thing that like, what other movies does he consider a greedy asshole?
None of them.
I mean, like they just make him like. It's just a joke. I think it's just. I think you're just seeing it because it's like, oh, he's dead, so you kind of maybe see it in like a different way.
I feel like if he wasn't dead, I wouldn't see it that way. But like now that he is, it's like, all right, kind of seems a little tasteless.
You kind of could have like edited it a different way, which I still think they should have like cut it shorter. Like not put that
and
joke.
The thing is like Stan is such a nice guy. Like I feel like it would have been like, yeah, you could like change the suit if it doesn't fit. It's like, but he was like, no refunds or whatever. I'm like on the sign, and then you just see him fucking smiling like a fucking like, asshole. Yeah, I'm a dickhead. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, who knows? I feel like Stanley might have wanted to keep it like that, you know. Like it's like, hey, don't change it.
He did the line, so I would assume so.
I would think he'd want to, even in his death. But good for R.I.P. Stan Lee, man. He will be missed. He still does have one more cameo though. Oh, two more. Captain Marvel and Avengers Endgame. So, and maybe even Spider-Man. I'm not sure how they were able to what's it called? Like I don't know if they were able to finish filming his scene before his death. So we have that. Are we missing anything else? Actually, yeah. So Aaron's death. Did that hit you guys at all? Were you expecting Aaron to die?
Yes.
I was
actually.
I wasn't. I didn't expect Aaron to die.
Reason being was because he died in the comics, so I was like, yeah,
kind
of fitting, I guess.
Okay.
The only thing is that like, in the comics, the Prowler he found out that Miles was Spider-Man before he died, and he was trying to turn Spider-Man into a thief, or Miles Morales, I mean, into a thief, but Miles wouldn't do it, and then he ended up dying in I forget how. He's
not the Prowler in the comics. He's like Black Ops Spider-Man or something, right? Doesn't he? I thought
he is the Prowler.
Okay, I could have swore he was like some Black Ops agent Spider-Man or some Spider-Man Black. I don't know.
Spider-Man Black.
Spider-Man.
I love it.
Spider-Man Black. I mean, that's what Miles Morales is. Spider-Man Black. So we got that. Any other big things to talk about? Any?
I don't know. I mean,
it's been a while since I watched the movie. I mean, like I still remember a lot of the movie.
Overall pacing, plot, writing. Like, did we like all that? I mean, I did, but
I like the pacing.
Did you guys have any issues with the writing or anything? Or?
No, I thought the writing was good. I think everybody had like witty dialogue. I think everybody had a good amount of time that they should have to shine.
Yeah.
Like I came out of the movie being like, I don't think like all those characters. There was no time where I was like, these characters shouldn't be in this movie. They all kind of had like their own little purpose.
Can we talk about the? I think my favorite joke in the entire movie was just the Spider-Man Noir looking at the Rubik's cube. He was like, "I don't understand this. 'Cause he doesn't understand colors because he's from black and white world, bro." I feel like that flew over a lot of people's heads, and I'm like, bro, like he literally doesn't have any color in his world.
I didn't get the joke either until the very end, where they show him with like the Rubik's cube,
with the Rubik's
showing
cube
it off.
Finished, yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, it's because he's never seen color.
Because from his perspective, he like even though he's in a color world, he still sees it all in black and white, right?
No, I feel like he sees everything.
He just doesn't understand what color is.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's like, all right, there's that. If you really think about it, like this thing is actually scientifically like a thing, where like if you're born, not knowing colors, you don't actually like, you'll actually see colors as like different colors. Okay, so the best way I could describe it, and like there's a tribe in I think Africa, where they only have 4 words for colors, right? So they don't have like blue, green, red, orange, whatever. They just have like 4. So they did like this study about an experiment where they showed him like a bunch of blocks with like the color green and one with like the color like darker green, right? And they were like, oh, which one is like the different color? And they could tell which one was the darker green. But then they showed them a block of like purple and then a red one, and they were like, okay, which one's a different color? And like none of them could figure it out because the same word for purple is the same word for red in that tribe.
So they could see the different shades, but they just can't like differentiate in terms of words, basically.
Yeah, like they couldn't even like point to it because they're like this color, because they'll be like, oh, to them that color is red, no matter what.
Yeah.
So like even though it looks different, your words like associate it with like a different color. So when he's like, oh, maybe I'm just overthinking about it. But that joke when he's like, oh, is this orange? And they're like, no, that's purple. So it's like maybe it's like, or I think he said like it's this white, and it's like no, maybe that's purple. Maybe it's something like that kind of humor where you, I don't know. I'm stupid. I'm thinking too much about a Spider-Man joke.
You're thinking much about a joke about colors.
No, I love Noir Spider-Man. I love the scene when he's like in the cage, not cage, the cage.
He's like, yo, how is there wind? We're in a basement.
And he's like, the wind follows me everywhere, and the wind smells like rain.
Yeah.
Like what? Honestly, this movie got a lot of laughs from me. I laughed probably more than I probably should have. I don't think there was one joke that like didn't land for me. I kind of like this humor, this quick witty.
It's cause like the it's not a Marvel movie. You feel me? Where Marvel movies like every 5 fucking lines is a quip, and it's like this movie spaces it out and like has it at the right places at the right time. Whereas Marvel movies, they just force it everywhere.
I love the Peter Porker reference at the end of the movie when he's like, "That's all, folks." To the fucking
and they're like, "Can he legally say that?" That's a good one. But since we're talking about the comedy, let's talk about the quiet moment. So we do have Aaron's stuff, which is a pretty quiet moment. But then we have the scene where all the characters are gonna go to like the stop the time warp, whatever, and they cover up Miles and like Web, and his dad comes to tell him about Aaron's death. And it's a really quiet moment. There's no jokes. It's just kind of like he's just listening to his dad. Like, did this movie not tug at your heart?
This movie has the feels, bro.
Yeah. Like, do you think it did really well, not just in the comedy aspect, but also in the quiet moments? Like, I don't even think there was music during that scene. I think it's just like a quiet son to father kind of moment. What did you guys think about, like, do you think they got it right?
Yeah, that was good. Am I bad to say that I didn't feel any emotional shit out of this movie? Like sad emotions?
Maybe you just I don't know.
Do you ever feel
it's not a
emotions in a
bad
movie?
thing, but
What was the
Yeah.
last movie that made you feel something?
I can't remember, but I do feel emotions in a movie. Make me
Wow.
watch a war movie about camaraderie and brothers dying, and I'll cry.
It's the same thing with my dad. If my dad sees like during the Super Bowl, if they show like the Marines or whatever, the army people like watching it, he'll just start fucking bawling. Like during the national anthem. I don't know. Maybe it depends on the movie. Did you feel anything towards like
maybe you're just a heartless asshole. No.
Nah, maybe it's. Do you ever? I know I can't say if you ever felt anything for like cartoons because it's obvious that you felt stuff when you watch like anime.
Yeah. So
Oh, I can't even say that.
It just didn't hit me. I don't know. I just like. I mean, I was sad. Like it was sad. I wasn't sad, but it was sad to watch. Yeah, but I was just like whatever. Like no emotion of sadness, like a knot in my throat, feeling like I'm gonna cry, or personal sadness hit me. Like I was just like, oh okay, like.
You knew they were sad moments. They just didn't affect you.
Yeah. I knew there were sad moments. Like I know that.
I don't know. Maybe it just didn't personally like hit you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's okay.
I feel
It's
like
not a bad thing.
are you a super big fan of Spider-Man?
Yes. I mean, I'm super, but I'm a fan of Spider-Man. The fuck?
He's not a fan like me and you are, Brandon.
Yeah, maybe maybe
that's
the reason why like Peter Parker stuff like really hit me. It's just that it's like, damn, that's like the first time on a big screen really seeing your fucking like hero die, and you're like, damn, that's really fucking like depressing and sad.
Yeah.
I won't lie to you, like, like I didn't think he was gonna die. To be honest, I was like, oh, like when he like it wasn't until he made the remark about like, oh man, I'm coughing. That's not a good sign. He's like, all right, I'm good. Just get out of here. And it's like, oh fuck, I don't like. He's really not gonna make it out of this. I don't think. And then, like as soon as he died, I was like, oh fuck, man. And then like I was low key like my eyes are kind of like starting to water. I was like, don't be a bitch.
And like, Jesus, my voice. And he died in a pretty like, gruesome,
Heroic.
not gruesome, not just heroic, but like a pretty like for a kids movie. Like it was a pretty intense way. Like he got basically crushed by like Wilson Fisk like fist. Like he just fucking down slammed him.
Yeah, fucking down smash King K. Rool.
Basically, it was intense. Like I was like, oh shit! Like I thought he was just gonna die like from the cough or like maybe like the explosion or whatever like hit him too hard. But when like Wilson Fisk got up, I was like, yo, this man's about to like crush this guy's lungs. It's a really intense death.
Yeah.
And then Aaron just got shot. So, R.I.P. Another black on white crime. That's all I gotta say.
You notice how they shot the black man?
They shot the black man.
It's a conspiracy. I'm telling you, bro.
I'm telling you, bro. They're trying to.
Maybe the writers knew that we were gonna think that. And
Well,
like,
I think both the writers are white, so. They're part of it.
All right. So, I think what would have like made me probably feel something was if someone sacrificed themselves towards the end of the movie.
Like how Peter was gonna sacrifice himself.
Yeah, if that would happen, I might have felt something. That's part of camaraderie, sacrifice. That shit makes me fucking cry. I'm like, okay.
I gotcha. It was a weird feeling where like I kind of wanted him to sacrifice himself, but at the same time I didn't really want to.
What?
Is he cutting it out? Yeah, like I think you cut out, bro.
Am I good now?
Yeah.
Yeah, now you are.
I like if Peter Parker sacrificed himself or didn't, like I feel like both ways his character arc would have been like finished. Where like the one like they both end in like him doing a selfless act for like the betterment of everybody else, which is something that like this whole movie he was like really selfish and didn't really want to teach anybody, but like towards the end he's like, you know what, fuck it, I'll still do it no matter what. I thought something like that was gonna happen, but hey, I'm really glad he got back to the Mary Jane. Before we finish this review, let's talk about the after credit scene. Adrian, did you stay afterwards?
I didn't know there was an after credit scene.
No. Oh no, you missed it. It's on YouTube. Oh, we're not gonna spoil.
All right, You know what? Let me just watch it right now. The
All
fuck?
right, just watch it. Just watch. Let me edit this in. All right. So after credits scene, we watched it. What do we think? What are we expecting from the next movie?
Honestly, I'm kind of hoping that Gwen and Miles go on a fucking date or something because I feel like it was
Same.
heavily implied that their romance, and then the way she talked to him at the end of the movie, like they have to be connected somehow.
Yeah, boy.
Same here. And then we have Spider-Man 2099. That's his name. 2099. The Hispanic Spider-Man. So
we already have one. Miles is Hispanic. What the fuck?
Yeah, but Miles mixed. All right, this guy's. I'm pretty sure this guy's like full Hispanic.
Straight up, just
straight up, just.
Well, no. Spider-Man 2099 is also mixed because he's Miguel O'Hara, bro. O'Hara isn't a fucking
Why can't we
Spanish last name.
Why can't we just get one fucking? I just want a Mexican Spider-Man. I just want one guy.
Oh, so now he has to. Be
yeah, he has to be.
He has to be from Mexico. Why can't he just be Hispanic? Huh?
No, because he has to be. I'm Mexican. I want a Mexican Spider-Man.
Oh, okay. So in that case, I want him to be Honduran.
Why would you want a Honduran Spider-Man?
What's the difference?
What's
the difference?
One we can have with a sombrero and maybe a nice mustache, and we can make a bunch of border hopping jokes.
And then you want it to be really short too.
Yeah, I want it to be short
and heavy drinker.
Yeah, exactly. I want him to be drinking nothing but tequila. That's what I
think the last thing I want to say about this movie real quick though is I love that they finally explained the concept of Spider-Man, especially to the hardcore ones that think only Peter Parker can be Spider-Man, because the idea is that anyone can be Spider-Man. And Miles says this at the end of the movie. He's like, anyone can wear the mask, anyone can be Spider-Man. It's like, yeah, that's the fucking point. Because I remember for like the longest time, people were complaining, "Oh, why the fuck did they make Spider-Man black?" Like, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, why does Peter Parker have to be Spider-Man all the time? It could be anyone.
And you know what? I think a lot the movies kind of lost that. I think the last real movie to really have that was like Spider-Man 2. I don't think Spider-Man 3 had that message, and the Ultimate Spider-Man did not have that message. And Homecoming for sure didn't have that message. But yeah, you're definitely right. This was like the most pure like Spider-Man you could get.
Yep.
And
2018 was just a great fucking year for Spider-Man. We gotta say that.
Yeah, that's right. He disappeared. He vanished from the universe.
We got the game.
We got this movie. We got. Did we get something else from Spider-Man? I feel like we did. I feel like there was something else.
Spider-Man Homecoming? Did that come out this year? Or?
No, that was last year.
Oh, that was last year.
Well, I mean, just in general, like the last 2 years, I feel like have been great for Spider-Man because for the last Spider-Man 3 was trash. The Amazing Spider-Man movies were garbage. The last couple games that came out were also trash. So for me, 2018 was Spider-Man's year, in my opinion.
That's true. And hey, he's gonna keep getting stronger in 2019. All right. Anybody got anything else?
Nope. I think that's it.
That's it.
Everybody should go watch this fucking movie.
Yeah. No.
If you're not watching it, you're doing yourself a great fucking service to your eyeballs.
Highly recommend. Honestly, definitely a watch. Shit, I might even buy the fucking DVD.
I'm for sure.
I'm buying when it comes out on Amazon. I'm gonna buy this.
I'm buying the Blu-ray. Fuck yeah, bro.
Yep.
I want to listen to every behind the scenes.
I support this movie.
Yeah, for sure. Support. Don't forget, keep supporting Miles. If you're interested in looking up at the comics, there's a bunch of go to your local comic store. I'm pretty sure after this movie, a lot of people are in demand for the first issue of Miles or whatever Miles is doing right now. Definitely look into Miles. I haven't read too much of Miles, but from what I know, he's a really fucking good character. He does a lot of cool shit. So definitely go see the movie. Buy the video game too, because he's also in there, and we're gonna probably be getting him in the second one if you have a PS4.
He's gonna be the next fucking Spider-Man. Peter Parker's gonna die.
You heard it here, folks. First here. Oh my god, you've heard it first here, folks. Spider-Man gonna die in Spider-Man 2 PS4. All right, that's gonna be wrapping up our review. If you like the content, make sure to like and subscribe. Probably a podcast.